Okay, so now we are going to move forward, and we have created a get endpoint which retrieves the collection of peoples. We have created a simple endpoint which retrieves one people. We have created a post which can save one people. Now let's create an endpoint which we can edit one people. Now because we want to edit a specific people, we will need the people ID. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go to my person service, and I'm going to put person edit one. Now here I'm going to put the fields, also the object table, because I want to edit an existing person. I'm going to go here. Let me just type this. So what I want to do, what are the steps here? So get the respective people based on ID and edit the people. So now I need to also add the ID. Then I need to go here, integer ID. So instead of writing this code all over again, I'm just going to take person to edit, and I'm going to call this method get one, and I'm going to put this ID. Now if we see here, this method will return us the person if it finds, or else null. So here I'm going to check if it's null. So I'm going to use this static method, from objects. If it's not null, this person added. Now we will edit this person with our person fields. So person to edit, set ID, person get ID, person to edit, set age, person get age, person to edit, set name, person get name, and then I'm going to return the person to edit. And that's all. So now I'm going to go to person controller, public person edit one, and I need a person, and also I need the ID. So I'm going to return person service edit one, the person which I will be edited, which will be updated, the ID. But now I want to leave it to you to add what request mapping you will need. So you will need a put request mapping, you will need the same path, and I want you to map this. How will you see fit? So try to pause the video and do this by yourself, and then see me how I'm going to do this. Okay, so if you tried, let's do it together. So request mapping method, request method, put. The path is the same, as I said, this is a standardized way. And now we are going to put person ID, because as I said, we need a person ID. And here I'm going to put the path variable and the same value as in my string here. And here I'm going to put request body. So this is the things that you were supposed to do, because the first we will send a request body, and then we will send a dynamic person ID based on what we want to achieve. So now I'm going to start here, and I'm going to copy this, go here, put body JSON. So I'm going to copy. Okay, so I'm going to take the list. Let me just put none, so it's not very confusing. So I'm going to copy an object here. Let's edit this one. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to change the ID to 2. Edward Matei, let me put updated, and the age 31. And I also need to put the ID of the person which I am editing, so 2. So if you see, I have received this object. Now let me just call the list again, and now I should see my object updated. Okay, so you see it has updated this because I have called the ID2 instead. I needed to update the ID1, so it's a bad on my part, but the logic works. The logic works. Now let me just restart the application. So we want the result which we desire. Okay, and now I'm going to go here. Let me put 1. So we'll edit this ID1. Okay, refresh this, and you will see now my ID has been updated. Now just casually looking, you can see a lot of not bugs, but a lot of behaviors which we don't usually want, because now we have the same ID. Also, if you saw the mistake I did, you can edit a different person. Also, what happens if I put ID 5 like this? I will get an empty because here the method is null, because here the method is null, and it has returned the person to edit, which is null, and also it's not a pretty format. Now let me put 1 again. What happens if I put I don't know, like this? I will also get an error. I will also get an error, and so on. Now, don't worry about this, because we will learn about error handling and validation. For now, we have just created another endpoint with the put method. And what is the difference between post and put? So the difference between post and put is no difference, is the same. The only difference is, for you as a programmer, you will use put most often when you are editing a resource or updating a resource, and you will use post when you are creating new resources. But in the context of HTTP methods, they are basically the same. They don't have different behaviors. They have the same. And you can, as you see with put, you can also send a request body. With post, you can also send a request body. The only difference is you will use put to update a resource, as we have done now.